How's everybody doing this week? I'm Judah Kreinberg with Professionals Trading Strategies, and I'm going to give you this week's market recap. All right, you can see we ended last week with this triangle fake out. We wind up coming down here. Start off on Monday, there was actually nothing. To note, this is the March contract of crude oil. I'm going over it in March because we've kind of switched our volumes over to 314 from 214 on the crude, light sweet crude NYMEX. So I've started to use this contract as the 214 began to lose volume. And when volume starts to drop out of a contract, you should be trading it. You shouldn't be trading it anymore. You should roll over as a day trader. You can hold on a few more days if you're swing trading, but if you're just trading off a 5-minute chart, go ahead and roll over. Actually, let's see, next day comes up. We get a big launch. Failed trade here. There are many reasons why you shouldn't take this trade just based on a logical price action standpoint, but based on our rule set and our dogged determination to follow our rules, this was a trade that lost. It had a lesser probability, but I wouldn't say it's a trade altogether not worth taking because a lot of times the professionals will push the market and you get these 200 pip moves that you think are going to end and they really don't. As always, everything should be evaluated in context. If you'd have looked over at this level, you can see why we had an upside bias coming into the week. Right here where we closed on this triangle, let me back out to the daily chart real quick. Daily's going to have gaps and a lot of text. But there was a level running in right through here that if I can just zoom in and show you, beneath all this text, you can see there were some bare bars that came down in here. Actually, hold on a second. Let me pull up a new chart. All right. We came down in, if you guys watched the recap video last week, we came down into 91.50s on March contract. I believe it was high 90s on February. But we came down in and we hit that line. And we expected a bullish bias. So I really wish we'd gotten a lot more trades this week that were in the up fashion on our basic strategies. Unfortunately, the markets aren't always easy, and it was very difficult to get into some of these. This trade worked out almost perfectly, but we got it near the high, and I can't guarantee you that this was filled. It could have been filled on some contracts, but the stops were moved and an 8-tick gain occurred. That would be something you'd like to record in backtesting, that when a target gets hit, this was a 28-tick target. It hit 28 to the tick up here. Let me bring my crosshair over. It hit the high there of 95.07. Yeah, 95.07. The entry here was 79. That's 28 ticks. The risk here was 5, which is 14. Double that, yeah. So it hit it to the tick. In a lot of cases, guys, this is going to fill, especially on the crude market, and you're going to have your order residing in there for a couple minutes. That's going to give you the chance, to get up in that order line, so to speak, and be one of the first people to get filled. Unfortunately, we're the small people, and the professionals can sometimes take our liquidity. If they had orders in there prior to us, we're just going to have to let them go first. But it's generally first come, first serve. The earlier you get the order in, I found the easier it's going to get filled. And on a market like crude with plenty of liquidity at 9 o'clock in the morning, right after the open, it's going to be a very, very good trade. We had a lot of trades that were very close to setting up throughout the week, but we had this weird action during the normal New York session, and I want to talk about that in this video. You see, a lot of people think that the markets only, move during say a major market session like in New York. Sometimes the markets will make these weird moves at 4 or 5 a.m. because over in London they're trading crude oil for some ridiculous reason, and then when it comes to New York, they get all squirrely. This phenomenon can be observed over and over again, and it's just the professionals from different countries trying to jockey their positions and jockey their liquidity around. It was a fantastic week. Just as a learning experience, we learned that patience is key in trading, as much as it is in life. We have to wait and, just be patient, because we can be sitting here one day and thinking we're going to get nothing and stumble on this trade that, could make our month. Okay, we're not aiming to hit home runs, but if we never swing the bat and we never, get up and wait for that perfect pitch, if we never see that perfect pitch, why swing? Or I'd rather rephrase that, a good pitch. You don't need to wait for an absolutely perfect pitch, because there's no such thing. But if you wait for a pitch that's in your zone, swing at it. And that's what we did this week. So I'm really proud of, everybody who was able to trade this method. And it was not a bad week per se. We wound up down 7 ticks, which unfortunately is a 80-90 tick loss, but we've had a few weeks of steadily rising profits, and now they've stabilized, and we've got that break-even week to slight loss weeks thrown in there. And it's really important that we evaluate our psychology, make sure we're trading okay the next week, evaluate our long-term, make sure we got our bias on the daily basis correct, and just go from there. It's really, trading is not easy, but it's not hard in that you can follow a logical thought process. And if you can do that, you don't have to worry. Keep to your plan, keep to your rules, and statistics will eventually win out. Alright, well, I thank you for watching. We have a webinar coming up on February 8th, which, if you're wondering why we were able to spot this daily level that came in, we called it a professional support and resistance level. We're going to have a webinar on Saturday, February 8th. It's going to be 3 hours of live instruction from 8 to 11 a.m. The cost for the webinar is $99. I will have the link below this YouTube video. I might even put it in the YouTube video, but you can go there, you can read up a little bit on it, and register if you wish. It's through a software company called AnyMeeting. They're a phenomenal software. You don't have to download anything on your computer to view it. You just step right in, create your password, and come meeting time, you're going to gain access to the live workshop and the recording afterwards. I'm going to send it right to you so that you can go over everything that we talk about. It's also on our website, professionaltradingstrategies.com. You can email me for more information at protrainingstrats@gmail.com. Again, my name is Judah, and we'd be happy to have you. We're just getting started on these workshops. We had a customer our last workshop. He was very, very pleased that he only paid $99 for what he felt was a $1,000 webinar workshop, and that's what we're about here at Professional Trading Strategies. First of all, we're traders. We're not in this business to make our living. We make it with our regular jobs in trading, and we're just trying to help you guys to become better traders, because it's really freeing. Because I'll tell you, the only reason I would choose to have a job outside of trading is I want to have a profound effect on society, and I want to, work with my hands and be involved with people. I don't want to be sitting at my desk all day. But for those of you who used to office work, you have a little bit of time, you want to trade a chart, you want to learn about trading, I advise you to, really consider us, because I believe we have what it takes to help you become a really good trader. and really well-rounded, and you're going to know what the business of trading is like rather than all this hype, because trust me, we've been through the hype. It's not something you want to go through. Well, thank you for your time, and it's been another week. Even though we were slightly down on the week, again, just keep patient. We're going to have the losses, but we're going to have the wins as well, and hopefully next week is better. I would expect a bullish bias on crude into the next week, although we're in a quite a interesting area at 94.60, 94.95-ish, and we'll see if we can bust through that to the high side. Again, guys, thanks. God bless, and have a great week trading.